I've done a bit of man maths here, bear with me. I think I need 2 track day cars. This happened. So, typical chops, I haven't even driven a TT yet. I did go down there and get the keys, I haven't driven them yet. I think we're really going to know what we got till we're giving it a proper good clean. So I think let's focus first on going for a little drive in it. So under the bonnet, not a lot to see, there's a lot of covers here, aren't there? Excuse the streaming in the background. Oil cap looks clean. Engine bay itself looks clean. Oil is about halfway up. Not a bad colour. Doesn't look that old. Coolant, difficult to see, isn't it? It's a little on the low side. Oh no, actually, I think that's about right. No, a little low. Not a lot, but a little low. Yeah, so coolant a little on the low side. I wouldn't say it was alarmingly low, but a little bit on the low side. Where do I get to the battery on this then? Oh, is that really Allen keyed down because I've got a flat battery? Or is that just... what are they connected to? You wouldn't Allen key them down, would you? Not to get to a battery. I guess it is. That seems madness. I'm hoping I didn't need to take these out because I'd hate to think that they'd actually leave anybody on the side of the road needing to do this to get to their battery. They blooming well do as well. What on earth is that all about? Anyway, let's get the jump pack on it. Now, one thing I must do before I go any further with this TT is I've been pretty damn naughty. I haven't actually done a car vertical on this yet. I know nothing about its history, so we better crack on and do that. For those who don't already know, Car Vertical is a service I use all the time when I'm buying vehicles. It's the largest online database of used vehicle records and has over 7 billion points of data to check the used vehicle you're looking at buying or maybe have already bought. So let's crack on and check the Audi. We can check by the VIN number or by the reg. We can do it with the reg. And now it's going to go through that 7 billion points of data and find out. It's come back super quick there. Right, it's found the vehicle okay, so we can run a report. Car Vertical is now going through its database to find anything relating to this vehicle at all. It's checking things like car marketplaces, it's checking Europe as well as the UK, checking insurers' databases, pulling things like the manufacturer's equipment as to what it should have equipment-wise, what service intervals should be, checking scrap yards, and the report is ready. So, straight away, we've got something relating to accidents. Oh dear. So it's happy with the mileage, it's happy it hasn't been stolen, it's happy it's got no finance, but it says there's something relating to accidents there. So scrolling down, you see it had a plate change, 12 TP, that was an expensive number plate. Going through all its MOT history. No outstanding finance, never been handicapped vehicle, driving school car, police car or public transport, not been a rental taxi, not been used for delivering goods, hasn't been scrapped, wasn't imported, wasn't exported. No police records in Europe or the UK regarding it being stolen. Mileage, that's a nice graph. Nice balanced graph there, shows consistency with that mileage. I do like a car that's been consistently used for a decent amount of miles every year. You have to keep them running well, don't you? Estimated mileage 145.43, they got that bang on. Got no problem with the mileage checks. So damage record, March this year. Category N write-off, can be repaired following a non-structural damage. So that door had the car written off as a Cat N. So as you can see here, getting a Car Vertical report for the vehicle you're about to go and look at, or one that you've already bought perhaps, is essential.
because there may well be stuff on there you weren't aware of, and it can dramatically affect the value of the vehicle. In this instance, we're lucky. We only paid £400 for the car. Whether it's Cat-N or not doesn't really make a lot of difference. But if you're spending more money than that, you want to be sure you know exactly what you're getting. If you're selling your vehicle, this may well be a good report as well to provide to someone to prove that it's got a clear history and that the mileage tallies up. Now, the great news is, with Chops Garage and Car Vertical, you can get a discount on your Car Vertical report by using the link in the description down below. And I want to thank Car Vertical for being a continued sponsor of Chops Garage.
I have to admit at this point the battery's flat because I left the keys in the ignition and the door unlocked the whole weekend, so not good. Right, first of all we can see the LCD dash has gone in the middle. We've got 140,000 miles on it, which for the age is actually is totally acceptable. 10,000 miles a year is kind of like where we're getting to at the moment. Right, she started up. Doesn't seem to be any engine management lights on the go currently. Idle looks a little high, but it's cold, isn't it, on a low battery, so I imagine that'll start to come down. What we got under here? CD player. Got a nice TT cover. We've got some aircon on the go by the looks of it. Got a release for the boot. We need to have a look in the boot. We haven't looked in there yet. Door locks. It actually looks to me like it could clean up quite nicely in here. Yeah, the idle's starting to work its way down. So what we got here? We've got a owner's repair manual. Ideal. Good, I'll be doing nothing that's in there. We've got the handbook. Oh, we've got a service book in here. Let's have a little look see. Warranty, owner's manual, service schedule. How much service history do you think we've got? Guys, comment down below before I say any more, on the basis of the look of the vehicle, the oil, the coolant, that kind of thing. How many services do you think it's had? Bung them down below. I'll give you a quick second. This is the exciting bit. Let's go for it. Oh, we're seeing stamps. So 2004. God, it was doing some miles. 38,000 miles by 2006. 55 by 2007. 2008, 2010, 75, 2011, 2012, 88, 2014, 2016, so we've got one missing there, 2017, 2019, blimey guys. What's this one here? Doesn't tell us the date. There's two services here, doesn't tell us the date. We're going to have to assume that that was 2021. Maybe I'll give them a ring. I know those guys. What have we had done as well? Oil change. It's pretty much got a full service history, guys. We just might have lucked out there. What's this? Water pump changed in 2017 at 109. Same garage all the way through. Got Moors, and so it's been in this area all the time. Audi Barnstable. I don't even know if these are chain or belt. Comment down below, guys. These chain or belt. I couldn't see in there in your bed. There's too much covering everything up. Right, what's in here then? Audi flip-flops, do you think? Oh, a nice little container for a bit of oil. Lovely jubbly. That's what probably about what we need to top it up. Sounds healthy enough, doesn't it? Idling nicely. Sounds like a fan kicking on or something. Hope that's nothing scary. A little bit of a squeaky tension about there somewhere. Seems to idle all right. Now, for David, I need to rev it up. Otherwise he's going to be kicking my rear, isn't he? David Meal and Sammy will probably be kicking my rear. Doesn't seem to be a whiff of smoke there, guys. Revs up nicely. I'm chuffed about that service history. Right, let's pack it all up because we can go for a drive then. Been resisting the urge to give this a good clean before we go for a test drive, but perhaps the clean up will be after the test drive, hey? Because it'll be interesting to see how much this tidies up. Obviously we'll still have the dented wing, but I think a lot of this is going to polish. The dent will obviously still be there, but I think it'll polish. Headlights are going to make the world of difference. I love cheap cars so much. Perhaps I should just fill my yard full of cheap bangers and just play with them and just sell them all off spares and repair after I've had my heart's content out of them. So we're out in the TT. There's a slightly strange noise coming from the heater. I'm not sure what that's all about. Sounds like it's on setting 1 and I can't get it to turn off completely. Hold on. How do I get it to turn off completely? Oh, there you go. I just needed to turn it off. That'll do the job, won't it? So other than that, we've got some creaking from my leather seat. I'm not hearing any creaking from anything else. Electric windows work, electric mirror works that side, doesn't work this side. I've put the door on. So I'm not sure what the score is with that. I don't know if they ever came with manual or whether I've just not plugged it in properly. Probably the latter. Quite quiet inside here. The engine isn't noisy. Gearbox seems okay. First and second slightly notchy. Seems to be happier in the 6-speed box. Seems to be happier in 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. But again, I've never driven one of these before, so I don't know how direct the gear change is. It's not actually notchy, it's kind of just like quite direct. Now we have already got an engine management light, and that seemed to happen after a few times of boosting it, because I have just gone to the petrol station. There was a slight hesitation in the boost, and we got an engine management light, very similar to the Alpha actually. This seems to be boosting correctly, whereas the Alpha boosts late. This seems to be boosting correctly, but it's slightly hesitant, so I'm wondering if we've got a case of a sticky actuator or sticky turbo vanes. Comment down below, those of you who know this engine, what's most common, sticky turbos or sticky turbo vanes or sticky actuators, and can they be unblocked with the old Mr. Muscle? Does that work on these? Yeah, there seems to be a slight hesitation on the turbo, not all the time, every now and then, but it seems to want to go. Right, I'm letting the van get a little bit further ahead so we can test this turbo. So that's 5th, go to 4th, see what happens. Yeah, it's hesitating. It's boosting now nicely, it's flying. See, it's flying now, not hesitating there at all. Then hesitation goes. Connect. That's actually quite quick. Even with the hesitation, that is pretty darn quick. The ride is what you'd expect from a car with rubber band tyres on it. Not too crashy. Most of the interior seems to work, like I say, apart from that electric mirror. That's probably something to do with me swapping the door over. Although I did have plugs for every plug, so I don't know what could be faulty with that then, unless the motor and the mirror's bad. Hopefully it won't need a new turbo completely, but it's not the end of the world if it does, because if we just have to stick a turbo on it, you know, we can afford to throw. I don't mind throwing, well, what would I want to throw into it? I don't mind throwing another £600 into it. Mind you, that probably is the price of a turbo, isn't it? Yeah, that turbo's being held back. Somebody's not happy. Yeah. It's kind of sputtering. It's different to the Alpha. It's not like the Alpha boosting late. I think with that full service history and with me painting up a new wing and doing a little bit more paint on it, I think it's probably worth doing. you know, at the end of the day, I wouldn't be upset if I ended up with 1,500 quid in it, do you know what I mean? I still don't think it'd be outrageous for what could be quite a bit of fun. So unfortunately ran out of battery during that test drive. So I don't think it's a turbo fault. I'll tell you why, because it stutters sometimes even before the turbo's on boost. I think it might be a misfire, because if you do it gradually sometimes, the boost is really smooth, the turbo works fantastic. We need to plug in the top dot and have a look, but I'm pretty convinced now actually that it might be a misfire. So hopefully it's just a coil pack or even a bad spark plug. If it isn't a coil pack or spark plug, it's going to be possibly wiring or ECU, which should be a massive pain in the bum. In terms of other things about it, I mean, the way it goes through corners, it grips like a limpet. It really does. Fantastic handling on it. And when that turbo is coming on boost properly, it flies. So I think I've seen enough to think that it merits its clean-up. So we'll get that done and have a look at what we've actually got underneath all the dirt.